Center.
Welcome to Sports Center. I'm Scooby Migueza. That is KC. We had an incredible night. Houston had that regular season locked up, the 2 seed, but drew Steph and Draymond over to Game 6.
And an opportunity for the Dubs to close things out. Houston on their home floor. As Scooby said, after that dynamite regular season, and you see how good Golden State's been in playoff series clinching games under Steve Kerr. The facilitating of Alperen Şengün was a major story, finding Dillon Brooks there. And then Amen Thompson, a ball hawk all night on Steph Curry. Thompson would collect, finish, and won. Houston led 28-13, but they were just getting warm. Fred VanVleet, Drano. VanVleet, a guy who's been there, done that, won a championship. Houston led 40-24 after one. And then more of Şengün. Look at the feed there to Thompson. Great baseline cut, and Şengün would find him. Brooks, the three, part agitator, part devastator. Şengün had 8 assists in the first half, most in any half all season long. But again, the story was the ball hawking of Thompson, flat out stripping the future Hall of Famer. Golden State down by 27 at the break, tied for their largest halftime deficit ever under Steve Kerr. Third quarter, Houston in front by 17. Thompson in transition. Look at those young wheels and the Euro step. And then Steven Adams to VanVleet. So many easy buckets at the rim. Great activity in the half-court game by Houston. Golden State was overwhelmed. Houston led by 30 after that Thompson bucket. Credit Golden State for getting back into this game in the second half. Really was a bench effort that did that. And then down the stretch, a little bit too much Houston. Things would get physical. Cam Spencer involved with Şengün, a little headbutt. And then Trace Jackson as well. Tempers flaring, pushing and shoving, or as they like to say it, playoff basketball. Houston lives to fight another day.
It's just who we are, honestly. It's been here since I got here. It's one of the first impressions that I had with this group is just how tough and resilient that they are, and may not always get it right. Definitely not far from perfect, you know, at times, but being able to bounce back and have short-term memory is one of the best things about being a young team is they don't necessarily know what's at stake all the time. So it can go good for you or it can go bad for you, but I just thought we've played some good basketball in this series, and the margin of error is so small, so you just don't want to get carried away when you fall short. You know, you got to bounce back. It's first to four.
Well, the Houston starting lineup came to play Wednesday night, combining for 101 of the team's 131 points, 61 more than the Golden State starters. That ties the Bulls back in the Jordan days, 1990, for the largest starting 5-point differential in an NBA postseason game since starters were first tracked back in 1971. New on SportsCenter, Steph Curry after the Game 5 defeat.
One hand, they were the aggressor. The first 3 fouls were, I guess they were fouls, and it kind of set the tone. And then, you know, they got confidence, went on a run, got the crowd into it early, and the desperate team, you know, set the tone. So for us, we understand how to negate that going into Game 6 and come out with a better effort in that first 6 minutes and set the tone our way.
And again, really, it begins with the starters. Only 40 combined points from the Golden State starting 5, second fewest in a postseason game since starters were first tracked in 1971. This after combining for just 43 in the Game 2 loss. Golden State now with 2 of their 3 worst combined performances from the starting lineup in the postseason in this series alone.
For more, we bring in our NBA analyst, Kendrick Perkins. Perk, what's good, man? I mean, what happened with the Warriors tonight?
What happened is the Rockets got on their heels like a pair of church socks, and especially Amen Thompson and that culture defensively. Listen, I'm telling you right now, that young man is special. His future is really bright. In the next few years, he might be one of the best two-way players in the game. But the Warriors still haven't found the answer for Alfred Şengün and Fred VanVleet. So all three of those guys stepped up huge tonight offensively, and they did what they were supposed to do. They protected, they went on their home court and got a must-win and put the pressure back on Golden State. But Alfred Şengün has been giving them problems all series long. Fred VanVleet provides the championship experience that they need, the shot making that they need. And then, you know, again, Amen Thompson is just a Swiss Army knife. He's going to cut you everywhere but loose.
Yeah, it seems like we're watching a star in the making here with Amen Thompson. How much of a difference is he really making in this series as he continues to put up big game after big game?
Well, he changes the Warriors' offense with his on-the-ball pressure, right, and his individual defense on Steph Curry. And this is why I believe that Steve Kerr has to go back to the drawing board and do what he did in Game 4 in the second half. Take Steph Curry off the ball and put Thompson in a lot of pin down actions. And let Steph move without the basketball, because trying to go one-on-one against Thompson is not going to work. Trying to bring up Alfred Şengün and Steven Adams in the pick and roll, that's not going to work because they're so good at moving their feet and trapping the pick and roll. So now the pressure is on the Warriors. They're in a must-win situation, in my opinion, for us Game 6 at the crib. I expect Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, and Draymond Green to rally this group and come out victorious on Friday night.
All right, so about Friday night, the Rockets just put up 131 points on the Warriors, and they had Steph and Draymond sitting on the bench watching it in the fourth. How much of a difference does this game make in terms of confidence for the Rockets going into Game 6?
Well, it's going to be different. And again, you have 4 or 5 guys that, you know, rotational guys that are in the Rockets lineup. This is their first time in the postseason. And they thought Game 3 and Game 4 was different on the road. Wait till they experience a Game 6 on the road, where the crowd is going to be way more into it. It's going to be loud. It's going to be hostile, right? The others, Gary Payton II, Buddy Hield, those guys are going to feed off the energy. And again, Steve Kerr game plan for Steph Curry. Help him get easier looks. One-on-one defense against this Rockets team is not going to work. Pick and roll for Steph Curry against this Rockets team is not going to work. Take him off the ball, and you will have success, and Steph Curry will be able to be the best version of himself, which is going to help Golden State.
Yeah, we cannot wait to watch that game. Perk, appreciate you coming into SportsCenter.